Namaste, I'm Sunny B from Nepal, the land of Himalayas and birthplace of Buddha. As a martial artist, as an actor and filmmaker, I've been meeting various walks of life and having interviewing them. Listening their life experience, it always motivates me, inspires me, and helps me to move on in my life. Today, I have a special guest. He's a martial artist, actor, and the president of Martial Art History Museum. Other than that, he's my very good friend, Master Michael Matsuda. Welcome to Hollywood.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
All right. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. Thank you for allowing me to be on this show. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, it's my honor, man. I've been thinking about a long time about this event to happen. Finally, I'm here and talking to you.
And here we are at the Martial Arts History Museum
Exactly,
itself.
exactly. I remember when I moved from Portland, Oregon, you called me over here and talk about celebrate Sunny B Day. I never forget that. You know, it's my honor what you gave me. You know,
that was a great time. Really, it was our honor to honor you. So it was a great time. We had a lot of great fun, and people came from everywhere to enjoy your day.
Thank you.
First, I'm going to call Mr. Art Camacho.
Yeah! All right. Okay, which one is the guy shooting again?
Right here.
Okay, shooting. I think. No, we're editing right now. I shot a film called The Chemist, and we're in post-production, but I had to come to support my brother Shuni. What he's doing makes us all proud, because I really feel a kinship to him. And the fact that he goes out there and he's fulfilling his dream. A lot of us just go out there going through life, and we work and we struggle and we run into adversity and give up. But Shuni didn't. And even still now, he's still reaching. He's at the very beginning of his career. And I'm so proud to call him my brother, my friend. And God willing, the next one's going to be even better than the last one. And then the one after that, and the one after that. It's not a sprint. It's a long haul, you know? A lot of people burn out very quick. They do one film, you never see him again. But the thing about Shuni, he has it in his heart. He has a martial heart, you know, and he never gives up. So I'm honored and proud to be here. God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next up, film producer and legend, Mr. Leo Pong.
I'm happy to be here this evening for two reasons. One is to support Michael and the museum, because it is our legacy and it is our history. And I'm happy to support him in this endeavor. The other thing is to honor Sunny B. I met Sunny in the last event when I was here, and I was impressed with him. He was very magnetic and very friendly, and immediately we were able to connect. And we had something in common when I saw Gold Car Protector. And I knew that it was not a piece of cake, that it takes a lot of effort to get a film off the ground. And Sunny had the tenacity and the willpower to do it. And so I am very happy to be here to celebrate this event this afternoon. Thank you.
By the way, you know, guys, afterwards we're showing Gokor the Protector. Shuni's gonna, before we end today, he's gonna sign some books in the front. We're gonna move a few chairs inside. We were planning to have it outside, but the time change, you know, made it too light to have it out here, so we're gonna have it inside. So we'll be showing that this afternoon. I'd also like to call up Hall of Famer Mr. Carl the Totten. Yeah, there he is.
Hello, Shuni. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right. In the hot seat. You know, this is a roast. We're going to roast you today. You know, last night I was at a martial arts event out in Huntington Beach. And a lot of people there, and all the seats were assigned. And my seatmate next to me for the whole night was Benny Yukitas, Benny the Jet. And one of the things that I like about you, and I like about Benny, is that Benny never gives up, ever. He's the most positive human being I may have ever met. And he reminds me so much of you. From the second I met you, you're always positive, but you're always humble, and you're always very responsible for everything that you say. And what you say, you mean. You know, you speak with a true heart, and that's very rare in this world. And like Fong Sifu said, this is just the beginning for you. You know, you will become a legend, and the world will know your name. And you will make your country proud, like you already made me very proud, and I'm sure all of us. So thank you for just being who you are. You're a wonderful person, and I salute you. Thank you.
You know, so if it is possible, you know, I would like to just brief introduction from you before you go to the depth, you know. We're going to be talking a lot.
Sure, sure.
Just like your birthplace and where you grew up, where you go to college, you know, can you please tell to my viewer?
Sure. I grew up here in Southern California. I'm one of the rare people who have born and raised here. I have a mixed race background. One of my family goes back to California maybe 300 years. So it goes quite a ways back in California. I've been doing martial arts now for 53 years. So quite a while. I've been doing it since the 60s. So I got to grow up with a lot of great people and got to grow up with the whole industry. As the martial arts industry grew up, I grew up with them. And I've been just continuing martial arts all my life.
So we can talk about martial art later, because this is the main topics I'm going to be asking a lot of questions about your background and everything. But this is a just brief introduction about you. Thank you very much for sharing.
You're welcome. You know, and as far as schooling is concerned, I've gone to school, I would say maybe 25 years after high school.
Oh, yeah.
I've went to every college you can think of. I have several degrees, bachelor degrees and more, marketing degrees and business degrees. I did what I needed to learn. I even went to the American Film Institute to be a director and producer. So I took quite a bit of courses to learn how to do the museum.
Okay.
And even though at the time the museum wasn't on my mind, I was still taking courses like video courses and journalism courses to learn how to do something like this. So it's been quite a journey in education-wise, but I'm very glad I did it.
All right.
I should have been a doctor instead.
That is also I'm gonna ask you later. Okay. And now my other question is, you know, since 2019, right, the pandemic, the COVID-19 showed up, you know, and you know, it took so many life, you know, your loved one, you know, and they're infected, and even the business got closed up, you know. This is very rough time for us. You know? And now you are still hanging over here in martial art museum, you know. Right. So I would like to know, you know, how have you doing during this pandemic?
Well, you know, when I was going, I was a trainer at for the banks, Great Western Banks, and something I learned, valuable lesson from them. We were handling loans, home loans, and they did something unusual. When they got money in, they put aside a certain account just in case. Okay. So should someone default, they can draw from that, so the bank wouldn't belly up. And I said, that's a fantastic idea. Okay. And that's what I did with the museum. when we started the museum in 1999, we started putting money into a special account, a special disaster account.
Okay.
So every year, for the last 20 years, we've been putting money in there. So if something happened that we couldn't pay the rent, there would be the funds.
That's a smart way to do it, man.
Sure enough, the pandemic hit, and that's where we've been drawing the funds from that account. So thankfully, we have that account. And then a lot of people have been donating to the museum, and we've gotten a few grants as well. So we've been able to hold on. You know, it's you know, obviously we're not making anywhere close to what we made because the doors are closed, obviously, for a year.
Yeah.
But still, we're able to survive by having that extra funds.
But now you are like all right, you know.
Yeah, we're now open. The doors are open. Hopefully in June they'll be able to open everything.
So people are keep coming now,
right?
Like before.
We can have events and all that.
Yeah.
So we are still working on a few grants that they have for the COVID, and hopefully we'll get those grants and get things moving again.
Hope, you know. I'm thinking. I'm also hoping for the best, you know, positive, because my school also shut down for like many months. Now we just started opening slowly, but students still scared to come and train.
Right.
You know, it's not like a normal like before, but hoping positive and we moving forward. You know.
Right. It's going to take a while.
Exactly. Not like a bang. You know, you're going to be expecting 100 students to show up and you're going to make money and donation to martial artists in Egypt. It takes time, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right, you know.
But, you know, we're warriors. We're able to hang on.
Exactly.
We're able to hang on. Some people couldn't, but we do our best to hang on and just move forward.
Yeah, we know how to fight, you know, and overcome. This is what we learn from martial art, you know.
Right.
And now, I'd like to ask you about, you know, I know you have done so many styles, you know, and I know what style you started first, but my viewer wants to know what is your martial art background? What martial art really you started first, and why do you move on other one? Can you tell a little bit about a martial art background?
Sure, no problem at all. I actually started in the 60s. That makes me as old as dirt. But I actually started in Kung Fu. You know, I actually started one of Ark Wai Wong's students. His name was Juan.
Okay.
And I used to go to my cousin's house. I was a little kid with my mom. And she would have rooms that she would rent it out to the college students.
Okay.
And anybody else. And one of them was named Juan. And Juan, I used to visit them all the time, and he used to teach me Kung Fu.
Okay.
So I was actually doing, I think it was Ark Wai Wong's style of Kung Fu, because that's all there was then. And so I learned that for a while. And then I enrolled in the Japanese Community Center, where I was very involved in. My family was very involved there. And I started doing Judo. So I did Judo for a while. Hated
how
every
long
moment.
you did Judo?
I did Judo for a year.
For a year, okay.
Hated it. A year to the day.
Okay.
My dad says, you're going to take Judo for 1 year, period. Because he used to do Judo back in the 1920s.
Okay.
But he didn't teach us Judo. But so he enrolled us there. The 1 year to the day I quit. Because back then, they didn't allow kids in martial arts. Okay. You had to be 16
You're talking
and over.
about like
In 1967.
67, okay.
Yeah, they didn't allow kids at all. You had to be 16 and over.
Okay.
But because it was the community center I was involved in, they allowed me and my friend to join.
All right.
And we were like 8 years old.
Okay.
And they tossed us around like crazy.
Okay.
From there, I went into jiu-jitsu. And then from there, a karate school opened up. I started taking karate.
Okay.
And then one
what
day...
kind of karate you did?
I think it was Ishinryu.
Ishinryu, okay.
Yeah. And then one guy came into the school. His name was Al DeCascas.
Al DeCascas, I know him.
Yeah, he was fantastic. He was moving around like this. He had a black outfit with a high collar. And I said, that's it. Whatever he's doing, I want to learn that. Sure enough, I later found a Kung Fu school with Buxom Kong. I trained there for about 10 years or more. And then later, I befriended a guy there named Paulie. And he was doing monkey Kung Fu. and I started training in both Shaolin Kung Fu.
The monkey Kung Fu came way later then.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that you started the monkey Kung Fu first.
Oh no, I started monkey Kung Fu around 1970.
Okay.
76, I believe.
Okay.
1976, I started monkey at the same time I was doing Shaolin, and then I've been studying monkey ever since, and I've been doing it now 40 years monkey. So altogether. 53 years in the
I saw some footage on YouTube. You doing monkey kung fu. I thought maybe this is Michael.
But also I did some kickboxing with Cecil Peoples.
Okay.
I trained with kickboxing, and then I did a little Wing Chun with one of Daniel Santos' students.
Okay.
I think it was actually Jeet Kune Do with one of Daniel Santos' students for about a year.
Okay, okay.
So that's really my whole background.
So when you were trained with El DiCasco, he was already with his one style. He was teaching some other style before.
Actually, I couldn't find El DiCasco school.
Okay.
I found one of Buxom Kong's school was teaching at the YMCA, so I learned there. So
DiCasco's style.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't have a chance.
I didn't learn with Al DiCasco, even though Al studied with the same instructor I went eventually with, Buxom Kong. I didn't study with Al, but I studied with his instructor, Buxom Kong, for about 15 years.
So when you train martial art, back then, definitely it was like a longer period of time, like 3 hours, 4 hours in Nepal and China and Hong Kong. We used to train that way.
Yeah,
Like a 3 hours, like a minimum training in a day.
Monkey Kung Fu was 4-hour class.
So you used to train like how many hours?
Oh, I trained every day. Every day I did Shaolin Kung Fu.
Okay.
I went before school because I was going to school. I trained. I trained at lunchtime. One of the teachers let me use their room because I became her teacher. And I trained there. And then I trained after school. And then after school I went to the studio and trained. I went to the beginner class, I went to the intermediate class, and I went to the advanced class, and I trained all the way there.
Like a full-time job.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was so consumed with it. I just couldn't get enough of it. So I just trained every single day for like 15 or more years.
Have you trained any weapons?
Oh yeah. We do a staff, the Darndo, and the Tai Chi sword. Those are the 3 main weapons. I tried the nunchaka and 3-sectional, but I kept getting hit in the head. I said, this is not the weapon for me.
All right. And the question I was going to ask you, so you are still training, or you just done with the training now?
Well, we had started, I've been teaching monkey here for quite a while, up until the COVID.
Okay.
But when COVID hit, it stopped all our training, so we have not restarted the classes.
So, but you still, how many hours you train in a day?
No, we only train
now.
A couple, maybe 3 times a week we do monkey. But now I am, since I couldn't have a class teaching monkey, I am doing White Crane Kung Fu. White Crane was part of the system I learned in Shaolin. And I'm using all the techniques that I learned and practicing that on my own.
That's good.
Yeah, so keep me motivated, keep the blood flowing.
You gotta get motivated yourself too, man. You don't want to just quit and I'm the president of Martial Artists Museum.
Right. But when the COVID's over, I can restart my class again, and then start teaching my.
You have a nice place back here. People maybe if you advertise, some student come, or you trade your styles with somebody. This would be nice. Just get motivated, inspired. So this is what I do, because if I do particularly one style, I get bored sometimes, So I jump here and there and just, pump myself. So this is the way to go, in martial art. And, I've heard you're an actor too, right?
Well, I have acted in several movies. I don't think it's a lot of fun.
But how did you get into the acting business?
I was dragged into it. Art Camacho made me become an actor. They needed a monkey guy in a movie, and Art said, you're the guy. So Art Camacho dragged me, almost kicking and screaming, to the set, and then I got to co-star in the film. And he put me in about a few more films. And I said, I enjoy this, it's okay, but I'd rather be behind the camera. And that's what I went to school for at the American Film Institute, for producing and directing.
Okay.
So I enjoy doing the producer role, which I've done quite a bit.
How many years you went to the school?
I went there about 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I learned how to do producing and directing, and I enjoy the producing part.
And you do the editing too, right?
Yeah, I also do editing. I learn editing there quite a bit. Matter of fact, I edit every day.
Okay.
But producing, I enjoy. I've done many shows.
Okay.
My old work, I used to be a producer for the
Oh,
show, do all the
okay.
commercials for Blue Cross.
All right.
So I enjoy producing quite a bit.
Here the man and meet Mr. Michael Matsuda, president of Martial Art History Museum. Okay. Now we are almost end of the show, you know. But before we end of the show, I would like to ask you about your like a hour of your museum, what time you open, what time you close, how many days you open, you know. If you tell something about the people of Nepal can, maybe sometime they plan and maybe visit over, we don't know, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Martial Arts History Museum is here for everybody. It is a home for the martial arts. We really don't have a home anywhere. There's no focal point to go for martial arts history or martial arts center. We don't have anything like that. And to have a museum, it allows us to keep the history alive.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
that
true.
what Hyo Cho did, what Ark Wai Wong did, what Bruce Lee did, with all these, you know, people who may not be famous, but were famous to us.
Exactly.
You know, that opened doors for all of us to learn martial arts. And to have a museum here to honor them is something I think it's really necessary.
Exactly.
Because, you know, though it's only, you know, since the 50s, really 40s, 50s, and 60s that martial arts really became popular. From then on, it's not that long ago.
Okay.
But if there's not a museum to remember that, it's not only going to be lost, but forgotten forever.
Exactly.
And nobody's going to remember it. You know, nobody's going to remember what you know, many of these people did. They sacrificed so much. Many of them faced racism and prejudice to bring the arts to America.
Exactly.
And it would be a shame to lose all that.
It's
It'd be
just
a
going to be
shame.
gone, right?
So that's why I think that having a martial arts museum is very important. I am just a person who threw a pebble in a pond and the ripple started to go. That's all I am. And if I can do anything I can, making the museum to keep our history alive and giving back to the martial arts, that's what it's about.
So you open like how many days in a week?
Yeah, we are here in city of Burbank.
Okay.
We are open Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 6.
Okay.
Our website is mamuseum.com, and we are a non-profit organization, so it is the donations from so many people that will keep this history alive.
So whoever donate for Martial Art History Museum is going to be like a tax deduct.
Right, it's a tax-deductible donation,
Yes.
and as people give, we can grow.
Exactly.
You know, and to when we're gone, the museum should still be here.
Exactly.
You know, showing
So must go on.
previous generations or future generations what many of the pioneers did and how it changed all our lives.
Exactly.
The martial arts. We have so much to be thankful for the martial arts, and so many people have made an influence on our lives.
Yep,
I think having a museum is the right thing to do.
Yep. And you know, I have been meeting so many martial artists, my friends, some my colleagues, you know. Sometimes we talk, you know, and when I ask, you know, sometimes they said they are like a 7-degree black belt, 8-degree black belt, you know. When I talk to them, they mention like I just wasted my time in martial art and, you know, I should have been doing this and that, you know. They talk like that way. It feels me really sometimes, you know, sad or disappointing. Have you ever regretted doing martial art?
No, not at all. You know, I took martial arts not only because my father forced me to take it, but one day when I was learning Judo, I was 8 years old, and a bully jumped me, and I flipped him. and he fell on the ground, and that was it. I was never picked on ever again. I continued in martial arts, and from all the way to junior high to high school, nobody picked on me because I knew martial arts. So, and it has given me confidence. It has, you know, helped me set new goals in life.
Exactly.
I could not be where I am today without the martial arts.
It's not only part of life, just way of life,
Yeah,
right?
especially, you know, especially Kung Fu,
Mm-hmm.
it is a way of life. It is a way of life, and there are other paths people can take. That's fine. It's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, Kung Fu and martial arts has, you know, changed my life for the better, and I will never regret ever learning the martial arts and what it has done for my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also, you know, it's a way of my life. So I ask everybody, do martial art. You're gonna find a big difference in your life. All right. And now, my final question: you've been known Sonny B for how long?
Oh, quite a while, quite a while. It has been my honor to know Sonny B. You know, what you do, films is a wonderful way to keep our history alive. It doesn't matter what style of film or what it is. It's a history film or action film or documentary. If we can't, at least we have a museum. But to kind of keep that archive of martial arts on film, you know, to keep that out for the public to enjoy, that's what it's about, and that's what you do. So I thank you for doing that very much. I understand. I've done films a lot in my life, and it's a lot of work.
I know it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Believe me, people don't understand how much work goes into it. So I highly applaud you, and I thank you for keeping our history alive through film. You know, making that presence known, making, you know, and we can talk about different situations and talk about, you know, different stories in the film and bring up a lot of great things in films that make people aware of. And that's what it's about. It's telling a story.
Exactly.
You know, whatever story it is, we're telling a story on film, and that's what you do. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. We have so many people. We did the overflow. So I'm just thrilled to death to have Sonny present his trailer here and bring up some of the stars behind the scenes and all that great stuff. So, so again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give an ovation to Mr. Sonny B.
Thank you very much. All right, now I think it's time now for rock and roll. So before we show our trailer, it's a 2 minutes. It's not like really trailer. It's a teaser trailer, 2 minutes, just to, you know, hit the social media. So I learned the business in Bollywood. I'm in Hollywood, so I'm making movie here in Hollywood. So I'm gonna still bring a little flavor from Bollywood. So this is the first time maybe independent film producer they're doing the junket party, which is a rap party, right?
Yeah, rap party.
Which is a junket party, which is a rap party. So we're gonna present pretty soon. Before we do that, you know, in during the shooting, like I started this movie around like 2016, I think.
1981, right? 17.
But something happened in my life, you know, my life got messed up here and there, you know. So I was, you know, for the depression for a while. Even the movie started for a couple months and we just postponed for a while. But after that, you know, I again fought back and came, you know, strong and training. And then again started movie. Now movie is already done. So we are working in post-production. So hopefully, like he said, 2020, the movie is gonna come out. So we are working hard now, you know. And before that, before we do the main event, Officer Frank, he was one of the actors in my movie. He's my like a brother and good friend, and he helped a lot, you know. So now during the shooting, you know, he had some disease or something he went through, and he was hospitalized for like many months, and he died, you know. So we want to have a moment of silence for him.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the 2-minute trailer. I like that lettering.
Carl.
Robert?
Remember?
Please. Stop.
Somebody do a scratch, raise their hand, something. I'll recognize whether they got $30 or not. Give me sold to Esau McKnight. The book personally going to be signed by Shuni B tonight. We're going to start off at 30.